guys. Welcome back to another episode of the EZ3 Podcast. My name's Mabry. And I'm joined here by my wonderful co-host. Take it away.
I don't even know how to go off of that. I'm Brooks, though. And we're waiting on our third co-host.
Yo, what's up, guys? This is Logan Sawyer from the EZ3 Podcast. What the fuck is up, game? Oh, God, that hurt my ears. I hated doing that. Okay.
Enough of the shenanigans. Let's get to the real business.
Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe in The Lighthouse. Guys,
this
fucking...
Yeah, I was about to say, she needs to recover first.
Yeah.
That's double stuff.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
No, I couldn't.
A lot of stuff in there.
Not taken from my collector's pack.
You got Cinnabon? Oh, he's bad.
Mm-hmm. Yo, that shit was bomb.
He's bad.
Ooh, it was good.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Alright, so... This movie, guys, I'm saying it was pretty damn good. Slow, but it was pretty damn good.
That was wild.
It's a wild
ride. That was a trip from start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not start to finish. Maybe.
I would say like 20 minutes in is when it starts to get kind of into it.
Yeah.
I kind of loved it, but
yeah.
I also don't know what the hell I think about it.
Yeah.
At the same time.
So, have either of you watched it again?
No.
I haven't seen it a second time.
I watched it a second time, and a lot of it starts to make sense early on. Mm-hmm. You're kind of getting more of like, oh, so this is the lead up to it. You can kind of see like, where at first you're just kind of wondering what's going to happen. Now that you know what happens, you can see kind of where like his hatred, like Ephraim's hatred for Tom starts to come from, and you're like, oh, this is where you're really starting to get a better sense of it.
That's the beauty of these kind of movies, you know?
Yeah. A second viewing really helps. Yeah.
Yeah. Can I just say that if I could trade places with anything in this world, it would be that seagull that Edward Pattinson just laid the fuck out.
I was expecting the mermaid, but yeah.
No.
Also, I don't want to call you out, but I'm pretty sure you just said Edward Pattinson.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, two worlds collide! Oh my god. 2008, we're back, baby.
I saw your Twitter post about that. I was like, oh my fucking god.
It's time.
This is the best he's ever been, though.
Oh my
sure.
god.
I honestly haven't seen that many movies with him.
I haven't either, but I just know this is the best.
You're like, I can feel it.
I just know. No, I think it might.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard he's good in stuff like Good Time and Cosmopolis and
Cosmopolis?
Cosmopolis, yeah.
What the fuck is that?
It was a David Cronenberg movie.
Okay, gotcha. But God, this movie made me really excited for the Batman.
Oh my god!
Because I'm like, you know, I knew he had like the potential to be a good actor, but this movie, I was like, dude, he's on his way. Yeah.
Went off for no reason.
Oh my god! Somebody stop him!
Please. Okay. Where do I start this movie? Where do we start?
Well, I was gonna say I don't think we should do scene by scene breakdown because I feel like we fuck those up most of the time.
Yeah.
Wait, us?
Us not
making
knowing
mistakes?
Take it back.
What?
Yeah.
Take it back.
No way.
I've literally never made a mistake.
I'm flawless.
I didn't say it.
So
where do we start with this movie?
Jesus.
Well,
first off, the black and white? Oh.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So at first I was like, I don't understand why they did it like that, besides it just being like, they're just being artsy. But then as it went on, I'm like, I understand.
It makes the whole thing feel claustrophobic and like you're really in there.
It makes you kind of... I felt like I was losing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes you go mad along with the characters.
Like, every time you heard that siren go off, I thought I was going to lose my mind. I thought I was going to
And I really loved the pairing of the siren and the lighthouse at the same time, especially later on in the movie. And it's kind of like it comes in together, and you're like, oh, he's just going batshit crazy.
Yeah.
And I know you looked it up, and you said it's about Odysseus. Like it's kind of like a
Prometheus.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Prometheus.
Well, I don't.
Alien.
I didn't look it up.
I already said the joke.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Well,
Shut the fuck up,
kind of
Henry.
ruined it. No, but I didn't look up enough of it to go super in depth. But I mean, the image at the very end can be linked to the myth of Prometheus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't really say.
There's just a comparison there.
But I mean, I think there's a lot of Greek mythology type stuff happening.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part of this movie is it's not just like, oh no, he's definitely crazy. It's just in his head. You don't know entirely like.
You literally
don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah.
I left the movie like, wait, was he crazy or?
Yeah.
Was he?
I still don't know.
I still don't know.
Yeah.
Now I'm starting to think more of it. When did he snap? I think the scene that really snapped was when he killed the seagull. That obviously brought everything on.
Yeah.
But I think like when the storm came in and he was like, "No, we've been trapped here for 2 weeks. You know, they haven't gotten us for 2 weeks." And he's like, "What are you talking about? That was just yesterday." He's like,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, that's what I'm sitting there.
Yeah.
Wait, is he lying?
Yeah.
Is he telling the truth? What's going on? I started sweating in the theater.
Oh, and we gotta give praise to Mr. Dr. Goblin himself.
I've always been looking for that Green Goblin Batman mashup, and I finally got it.
Back, baby.
No, but Willem Dafoe is just as good as Robert Pattinson.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh my god, his voice is.
Yeah, I know his voice really suited the role.
I couldn't the whole movie, and I loved it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I loved it. I couldn't get enough of it.
Like, give me more of that Mr. Krabs speak, you son of a bitch.
Mr. Krabs speak.
Oh, shiver me timbers.
Yes, sir. No, it's I, sir. I, sir.
I, sir.
Yeah, that was peak.
Do you guys have a favorite line?
Oh,
I do.
I think we.
I know what yours are.
Yeah. All right, Mabry, you wanna go ahead first?
Yeah. I've already posted it, but it was the if I had a steak, I'd fucking.
Yeah.
A nice raw bleeding steak.
I'm sitting there. I'm
fuck
like,
it.
Like you can't really understand what's going on, but I'm sitting there. I'm like, wait.
Did he just
did I just
say fucking steak?
Yeah, a lot of it, like when I watched it the first time, I had to like think of like when he said siren, I'm like, oh, that's a mermaid, and I had to think like about all these old nautical
really
terms.
Use, like,
the old think bank.
You know when you
Throwback,
you know
baby.
when you encounter someone who has a very thick accent, like a very
yes.
like Scottish or Irish accent or something, and you really gotta like zero in on it, and the gears start going. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Like as soon as the movie started, I was like, oh, there's no subtitle.
Oh no!
Yeah,
no, they don't help you out with that at all.
Brooks, what's your favorite line?
Oh, well, it's gotta be. I mean, there's a tirade that Pattinson has near the end of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
He's just going off on Defoe.
Man's bazooked.
And he's just tired. He's tired specifically of his goddamn farts. Your goddamn farts. Me and you were both dying.
We were. That scene where he's like, you smell like jism. You smell like curdled foreskin. You smell like fucking hot onions. Fucking farmhouse. I lost my shit.
God, I've never seen a roast set go down like that.
Oh my god, honestly.
Or the scene where Willem Dafoe's like damning him, and he goes on that huge like 2-minute damning thing. He's like, fine, have it your way. I like you cooking.
I like you cooking.
I was like, this movie is fucking funny too. Like,
damn you to Neptune Spear, and damn you to...
Yeah, it's so long, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what they're going to do after this. And he's like, fine, I like your cooking. I was like, God damn, that's
You
so
like my
good.
lobster, right?
Yeah, I mean, he was like, quit being an old bitch, and throws the bucket at him.
And that's why I love that this movie has such great comedy. in it,
Yeah, I
too.
know. I'm like, God damn,
Oh
it's
my God.
funnier than like any other comedy that came out this year. It's so
Man.
good.
Oh,
Like,
Jesus.
I felt like I was going insane the whole time. Like, I don't know what the fuck is happening.
Mm.
And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, truly.
Therefore for life.
Yeah, I agree. It was just, is she hitting the Carmax?
Oh, guys, I'm
Oh.
sorry.
Let's take a brief,
Oh, yeah, let's talk about
brief.
this for a second.
Carmex break.
Yeah.
This episode brought to you by Carmex. Anyways, guys, are your lips chapped?
Yes.
I got Carmex. You need it?
Yeah. Let me get a hit of that real quick. What? But
Oh.
I dropped the holy item.
Yeah, you need to be careful with that. I only have 6 more. So.
Did you ever get that one from Jonathan?
No, Jonathan, if you're listening, because I know you are,
Beloved listener, Jonathan Lindemood.
I'm gonna need that back. Thanks.
Oh, I also want to, I just want to say we have an off-mic guest today, Sadie. Hi, Sadie.
Hello.
Halo.
Cool.
Hello. You're doing great.
Yeah, my laugh track.
Are you gonna intercept it?
Helpful.
Oh, wow, she made me look like a
I
bitch.
see.
Ooh, I would never drop the Carmex.
Drops everything else. Carmex.
Carmex.
She's like Amy Poehler and They Came Together, except with Carmex.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Have you guys ever seen that video of the one baseball player doing the interview and someone hits the ball and he just immediately goes like this?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I've seen
he
that.
like grabs the ball like in front of the
He's like not
interviewer.
even looking at it.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, da 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 da. And then he's like, come on, guys, and throws it back and kind of goes like that. I'm like, holy shit, like, how do you do that?
How's the Carmex at me? I'll be the same way.
After that moment, they're like, we gotta sign this man
Oh,
for more
yeah.
contracts. This man's a fucking. But
We're scared.
Star in the making.
I think what's your guys like favorite scene?
In the
Lighthouse. I want to kind of keep.
oh yeah, the movie we're talking about.
Right, right.
The thing that this episode is about.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I know mine. I know mine.
Go on.
You want me to go? Okay.
Yes.
When Mr. Pattinson is
Dr. Pat.
Dr.
damn
R.
it.
Pats is heading up the stairs in the Lighthouse. Late at night, he's doing well investigating,
Mhm.
and you see through the grates in the floor, Mr.
Oh,
Defoe is
Yeah.
in the nude,
Mm-hmm.
and you hear the
Yes.
oh,
He's just playing with his pud.
and then oh, and then the old jism starts dripping down in front of his
Yes,
face.
I was like, oh, what the fuck?
That what? I honestly wasn't even sure. Like, I thought that's what was happening, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
also was like,
Is it?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I didn't know if that was a tentacle or if that was his actual
yeah.
jism.
I also forgot if that was the same scene where the tentacle kind of.
Yeah, that is.
Is it? Okay.
There's one in the very beginning where he's in the nude and he's like doing a toast to the light, and then there's
Right.
that scene, and then there's a scene at the very end when he's going up, and that's when like the distortion is start
Right.
playing, and like
Right.
it starts. I think that might be my favorite scene.
Yeah.
Either that or the your goddamn fart scene, because
Oh.
that had me fucking crying.
That whole thing leading up is. My
I was about to say it.
honestly.
God, it's so
Why
Great.
you spill your beans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did you spill your beans? The music just stops. It's just dead quiet. I think I lost my mind.
And then it starts getting more haunting as it's like going
Oh my
through the
God.
hallway.
The score of this movie.
Yes.
Oh, so
Chef's
good.
kiss.
I also like that there wasn't a lot of music. It was
Yeah.
just mainly kind of like build up and
It was
on
like
him
the
like
noise. It was like the
Yeah.
siren and then like,
the
little hints of sound.
yeah. I think the only real like bit of sound that wasn't like those is when it was when he's pouring that, I guess it's chlorine into the well thing.
Fuck, ouch.
The
Silo?
no, it's And it's almost like an open well where they get their water from the rain, and then they go and they purify it. But then when he's pouring it in there, and you just hear the music playing as it like starts to form.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I think that's such a cool scene.
I just thought of one of my other favorite moments is when he's running down the cliff with the wheelbarrow of shit, and he goes to dump it.
Oh yeah,
Back in his face, and he's ah!
Yeah.
You smell like shit.
Sadie, you may be confused as to what the fuck we're talking about at all.
I don't think. Are you ever gonna see a movie before we talk about it?
Countdown.
We're not gonna see Countdown though.
That's okay.
Jesus.
She'll wait.
Talk about it at some point.
Yeah.
Do you want
Rest
to?
assured.
Do you want to give a brief review of Countdown real
I'm
quick,
definitely
Sadie?
not gonna see it.
Yeah, it's not that great of a movie, but I like it, and I think that you should give it a chance.
All right, that's all we're giving.
I'm
it.
sorry. You didn't say it was a great movie, even though you said, "Oh, it was genius. It was a fantastic movie."
Okay, but upon further thinking,
Upon actually thinking about how stupid the movie is.
yeah, it's a bad movie for any other human, but for me, it's great.
You know what? That's all that
You
matters.
know what?
Yeah,
We
as long as
respect
you
that.
enjoy
That's all that
it. Yeah.
matters.
Like, I'm not gonna recommend it to people because they'll be like, "That's a waste of my fucking time," and I'll be like, "Right."
It is.
Yeah,
Right,
sorry
right,
about
right,
that.
Right.
Maybe your face.
Right.
All right.
Guys, I still haven't seen Zombieland. I'm letting us all down.
Oh, I totally
here.
forgot about Zombieland. Did you see it?
I did.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet?
No, I
either?
saw it.
Oh, okay.
But,
So, maybe what did you think about the movie?
honestly, we didn't need it.
Oh,
I'm gonna say it.
I haven't
Yeah.
heard that
I'm gonna
yet.
put it out there.
I've heard a lot of people like it.
I don't think I needed it.
No?
Do you like it though?
I didn't laugh as much.
Yeah.
I kind of just deadpanned through the whole movie.
At the end, oh, I love the movie, and you start
It was
quoting.
great. It was great.
Well, I am excited about Doctor Sleep. coming.
Yes.
Doctor.
Doctor
Doctor.
Sleep.
Doctor.
Give me the news. I've got a
Bad case of loving you.
Yeah,
Right.
there it is. No, I've heard nothing but good things about that so far. So I'm
Zombieland. Oh wait, Zombieland or Doctor Sleep?
Doctor Sleep.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
No, it is
2
November.
days.
It is. Jesus Christ.
Zombieland. I'll give my brief summary of it.
Yeah.
It's I do agree that it probably wasn't needed, and that it was more of like a hey, remember us, but I still enjoyed it, but it clinged too much onto the first movie. It's kind of like, hey, remember this, and it didn't try and do anything different. No. And that was what I really liked Zombieland 1 for, is that it was so different from like any other zombie movie.
Yeah. That's what I think is one of the only zombie movies I actually like.
Yeah.
I'll sit down and watch.
Yeah.
It's one of my faves. For sure.
I agree.
I think for me it was like the female characters. I don't remember what her name was, the blonde girl.
Let's see, there was...
She played like the...
Madison.
Yeah. I hated that character. I know I get that you're...
She's supposed to be a token character.
Yeah, but it felt like they tried
too hard
to make it like stereotypical, and it was like...
cringy.
It hurt to watch it.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
And... that's what I think a lot of the characters were. I think they became stereotypes of themselves.
Yeah.
Because at least in the first movie, Tallahassee and Wyoming, they had like their own, or not Wyoming. What's Jesse Eisenberg character? Columbus. Thank you. Like you were kind of like, okay, they have their own like cliches, but they were still characters.
Yeah.
Even Emma Stone's character, and I don't remember her name, and Little Rock.
Wichita.
Thank you. Yes, Wichita. So Wichita and Little Rock, like they were all characters, and they had their own like kind of like, oh yeah, we're like this. But in this movie, they just became like, oh, we're just gonna be like how we are in the first movie. Yeah. Nothing changed.
We're just gonna leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you were with them for like say 10 years, because I think that's canonically what it was. Is actually 10 years in the movie, or in the.
That's what I've heard.
And I'm just like, you would think you would get past all this shit that happened before. I don't know.
I didn't need it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. It was kind of like, all right, I understand it's more of a cash grab, but I still did enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm glad I saw it, but I probably won't.
I mean,
I'm not gonna
Rewatch
go
it.
for it again like I will the original.
Yeah,
it's
I
much
agree.
better than that show. Do you guys remember the show they tried to start up about Zombieland?
Huh?
What?
It was one of the first Amazon pilots that ever aired, and it was
I never heard of that.
god
No.
awful.
Was it
It
like
was bad.
with the same characters?
It was the
Just
same characters, but not the
yeah.
cast
No,
was
I know
really-
not the same actors, but
Yeah,
Oh.
It also
Were they
wasn't called
like-
Zombieland, was it?
yeah, it was. Yeah,
Was it?
yeah, it was Zombieland.
oh my god, no, I didn't even know about that.
Yeah.
Well-
So at least they got the cast back together for this.
Yeah, I was
Good old
gonna.
gang.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I hated the side characters in that movie. I fucking did not like any of them
In what movie?
in Zombieland 2.
Oh,
I don't even.
well, don't spoil it for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna stop.
Oh,
I
yeah.
really don't remember like half the people in there, but they felt so useless.
Well,
Yeah,
still
I'm
excited to
saying
see
it.
No, go see it. Go
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah.
I hated it, but go see it.
Like, don't see it, but go see it.
Go see it.
Okay.
Is
Anyways.
is there anything else on the Lighthouse? We didn't touch on that too
Well, what I'm
much.
saying is,
Yeah.
if the Lighthouse isn't a house next year at Halloween Horror Nights,
I'm not interested.
what are you doing?
I'm not interested.
You know?
It'd be better than Into the Deep.
Oh. Take it back.
It wasn't that good of a
No,
house.
it wasn't. Absolutely not.
What's
They've done it before, also. There was
Oh,
a house,
did
like,
they?
2 years ago. or
Was it the same exact setup?
What's
Or,
Into the Deep?
Or
It's like
in
into the depths or something.
yeah,
Like,
in the depths or
Oh,
Oh,
something?
Depths of Fear?
Depth.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't even do that one.
Ah,
It's
What was
it's
it?
okay.
It's
It's
fishy.
essentially like
Fishy.
it's fishy.
Fish.
I hate you so much. It's essentially like you're on a submarine or underwater
Oh,
sea
that
base or
sounds
whatever.
cool.
Yeah, it's a
Visually,
cool
it was
concept.
Really cool, but it just
Did they have like fucking the creature from the Black Lagoon?
The
Like,
what?
They didn't
no,
like
he
have
was in the monsters.
oh yeah, he was.
Yeah.
That's right.
the Monsters one was a
I
really
like
cool
the
house.
Monsters one.
Yeah. All right, we'll talk about HHN for a bit now that it's
Okay,
gone.
why not?
Fucking, we can't be consistent on this show.
No.
Get real.
What was your guys' favorite house? Favorite and least favorite?
My favorite house was the Nightingales one.
yeah.
from
For you,
Zone
for
Hall.
sure.
This is my favorite. It smelled horrible. In there.
Yeah.
We
It smelled
and
like
as we've stated, that just adds to the experience.
just
Right.
adds to it. But
Yeah.
it was like you know when you're sick and you got that mucus in the back of your throat and you can kind of like you can smell it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can taste it.
Mhm.
That's what that house tasted like. Oh, absolutely awful.
Mhm.
But I love it.
I love
Love
it.
it.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
I honestly, I love the S house. I really did.
I like the us
That
That was my
house.
favorite house.
I didn't think it was that scary though.
I got scared at the end with all the people in that room.
I just wish
Not
they were
knowing
real
if they were
people
people
and
or
not. There was like one
They
near
were
the
mannequin-
end.
Yeah, it was a lot
Yeah.
of mannequins.
And that's why I'm like, it would have been really cool if they were all like staring at you and like turned as you walked by, but none of them did that, and I was kind of waiting for that.
I did like that one part in the house where you're walking through and you see the figure of like the people standing outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that was really cool. That was really cool. I also like I know it wasn't like scary, but I thought when you first walked in and it was the fun house, I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
The house is very cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sadie?
I don't have a favorite house, I don't think, but the one that I hated the most was House of a Thousand Corpses.
See, that one was my favorite.
And I don't have that much of an opinion other than it was scary.
All you did
You
was
already-
look
I know
into
what I'm
Lucy's shoulders for
That's what I'm
that.
trying to say, though, is that I am not good at haunted houses because I just turtle up and I just look at the ground. So it's not like I saw any details of anything except for the Us house and Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
Which
Ghostbusters was
almost
cool.
knocked me on my ass a couple times because I was like, it's not that scary. It's not. And then something would just come out of the fucking wall and I was like, yeah, cool.
Ghostbusters, I would say, was creepier than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like real bright and all this, but
I
they
think
did
there's
their
a lot
best to
more
make it
jump scares
creepy.
than anything else.
Huh?
I said I think there's a lot more jump scares than anything
Yeah.
else.
Well, that's most of what the haunted houses are.
All right, kids. Let's calm down a little
we
bit.
have fun.
We have fun.
Jesus. All right, and what's your least favorite house?
Oh, and
Oh, I was gonna say, I know you loved the house. I mean, I like the House of a Thousand Corpses, but you guys hyped it up. It didn't live up
I
to the
thought it
hype
was
for
really
me.
cool. It may have been because I really liked the movie, but I really like the set pieces. I think were the coolest in what they did out of a lot of the houses. I really liked it.
My least favorite is Killer Clowns.
Like as far as it not being scary, or
It's
like
just a little dumb.
that's
See,
the
I like
movie.
Killer Clowns.
I've
Actually.
Yeah,
never seen
I
the
like
movie, so
Killer
I didn't
Clowns.
get it at all.
Oh,
I haven't seen it either, but I enjoyed
What?
it.
I like the house.
I thought you watched it with.
I started it one day, but I didn't
Oh,
continue it.
okay, all right.
It's from the 70s.
Yeah, yeah. Walking through the house,
Yeah,
I
it's
was like, this
cheesy.
is not a
What do you-
new
What
concept.
do you want? What do you
Yeah.
want?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not like. I'm stuck between the two of them. I really didn't like Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Oh,
Stranger
really?
Things, I think, was the
Wow.
weakest one.
It wasn't good
I
last
knew
year.
it. I knew it wasn't going to be good.
It
That's
wasn't
why I
good last year.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't good this year.
Because Stranger Things isn't scary.
It's
It's
a bunch of
cool,
kids.
but
a
it's
bunch of kids.
yeah.
You get a bunch of kid actors. At one point, I walked through the house and one of the Demogorgons, the very first one, jumped out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was with you.
Remember
Yeah.
that? He jumped out too soon before his line was supposed, or his like
Yeah.
hit, and he kind of like just shook around for a second. And I just laughed.
That's
Yeah.
That was funny.
That's funny.
The big one at the end, like the big Demogorgon.
Oh, in the log
The
cabin.
Mind Flayer?
Is that what it's called?
That's the big
The big
thing
boy?
that made- Yeah, the big
big
boy.
one.
Yeah, that was cool that they did
Yeah,
that, and you had
yeah.
to like walk by it, and it was moving. That was really
Mhm.
cool. But I mean, like, the rest of it was trash. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
trash ass house.
Oh.
Yeah. Because
What
you're
was the
like,
second one?
you watch the series and you're like, oh, this is cool, but it's nothing. Like I said, it's not scary, and the people are like, oh my god, it was so good. It's like it's because you like the show so much. That's it.
Yeah.
Fake
Fake
fans.
Fake
absolutely.
fans.
No, but I'm gonna say I didn't like Ghostbusters.
Really?
I didn't like
It's
it.
alright.
Didn't
It's
like
just
it. I
alright.
think they like that one part where you walk through and like. Honestly, I can't give you anything specific. The colors in there were really cool,
I
but
do
Yeah.
I
the
like.
whole time you're just listening.
Yeah.
I do like
Yeah.
the concept where they had the woman
The
and the
win-
white thing
the
walking,
window. Oh,
but like she didn't do anything.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
But I like the wide open kind of space
Yeah.
concept.
I thought that was
I
cool.
think it was set up very nice. Like the art
Mhm.
in there was very nice,
Yeah.
but I just don't think it needed to be like a 2-hour
like-
wait every single night.
They had
Yeah,
a lot
I
of
didn't get
they
that.
had a lot of comedy houses this year.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is probably
Ghostbusters,
like the
Killer Clowns.
least scary one, at least with
Yeah.
the houses.
Yeah.
I would say my least favorite is probably Stranger Things. I didn't go on the Yeti, and I think that was the only one I didn't
The
go
Yeti
on.
You know
was
what?
so weird. It
Yeti was
scared
just-
me.
I like the Yeti.
Yeti
actually.
wasn't bad.
It
I
wasn't.
see. I've heard. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Sadie.
It wasn't that bad. The really big Yeti in the middle, though, like, it came and, like, almost touched me, and I was like,
Yeah.
we're good. We're good on that. He came out, like, 3 times at me, and I was like, bro, I'm scared. You got me, please.
He just keeps jumping out.
Yeah,
Yeah, go to someone
I
else.
keep jumping. He's like, I wonder how long.
I remember there's that part where the arm swings down.
Yes,
from
that's
above
what I'm talking about.
If you turn around when it happens, it's just a man with a stick arm just poking down at you. He's just laying up there with a stick.
That's funny.
And
I didn't notice
it ruined the whole house. I just laughed a little bit.
that.
You're like laughing as they
Actually,
jump
right.
out on you. You
Yeah.
see the people like holding. It's like Muppets with the little thing.
Oh, the dead frozen bodies looked really cool.
Yeah.
That were in there, they looked really cool. They did
Honestly,
good with that.
HHN overall, I think I'm not gonna go next year.
Yeah, we went like four times. Is that how many times?
I'm gonna say it.
We did a lot of the houses, which was like fine for me because I'm an easy scare because I go through and people come out at me, so it was like fine.
Yeah.
But it's kind of just like, all right.
Once you've gone once,
Yeah.
you get what's
Yeah.
coming.
Exactly.
You get what's coming.
Exactly.
And that's why I've heard a lot of people don't like if they're trying to go to be scared, they're like HHN isn't for it.
No.
You go because you're like, oh, this would be cool.
Oh,
Or
there's an Auntie Annie's. I can get pretzels.
I
We
went.
got scared while
I know.
Annie's.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, when me, Logan, and Sadie went, like the last time we went,
Mhm.
we were waiting at Auntie Anne's line, and this lady just came up and was like, "Help!"
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
they're
ran
From
away.
the Zombieland
The
scare
actors are
zone.
so bad.
Yeah.
In Zombieland, they were awful.
They were
Mhm.
bad.
There was one that came up to us and looked me dead in the eye for like 3 seconds, and then just goes, "Meh," and then
Yeah.
went back away.
Yeah, that was
That's
the
so
one
true.
because we were talking, and then she came up and was on my side, and I was just sitting there looking at her, and then she looks at us and says, "Ah!" and then runs. I'm like,
Goes.
Some
okay.
guy, when I would walk through the Rob Zombie scare zone, he did this every single night. And it was always the same guy. He would walk up to me and meow.
Ew.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't
Does he
I
recognize you or some shit?
I don't know. But
He
it was
flirting.
It was awful. He's working. But
You're like,
no,
that's
that's
real
what I'm saying.
scary.
Like Hell's Scream was so much, as far as the actors go, was so much better.
Yeah.
Like there was this one zone. We didn't walk through too many zones, but there was like a toy zone, and there were a couple people dressed up in like these bunny suits, but they were really fucked up and like they had these huge teeth, and like it was actually really scary to look at. I don't like characters, so like
hmm
it was really scary, and they just like will chase you. They will chase
Oh
you.
shit, that's
yeah,
actually
I will
really
say
cool.
that about the Hallow Scream is
Yeah.
that their scare zones are a lot scarier.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I always
they're
thought
a
the scare
whole
zones
lot-
were more inconvenient than it was actually
Absolutely.
scary.
They're so much
Absolutely.
creepier,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you go from a scare zone into a line for a house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one bear hugged us or something. Like they'll just grab you.
Oh, they're able to touch you?
I don't know if they're able to, but they do.
Yeah.
We're not allowed, but we
I
do
had
it
a nice
anyways.
group hug with a bear.
He's just like sitting there, you're like, oh, this is
It's
nice.
been so long. It was very nice. And then you get all the rides.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you can get in at 5:00, and it doesn't actually start till like 8, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So you get like 3 hours to just do rides.
Wow,
But
that's
they're
actually
open
really
all
cool.
night.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. And it's also a lot cheaper, I've heard.
So-
Oh my
much
god!
cheaper.
It was $45 for a ticket,
Yeah.
and if you want a fast pass, it was an extra $20.
And you get it
Oh
for
my
everything.
You get it
god.
for everything.
Yo, HHN needs to fuck off.
They need
Like,
to fuck right off.
I'm going to Tampa now.
That's what
I'm not
saying.
going
It
to
was,
House
it
or
was
fucking.
way more worth it. It is, I will say, Busch Gardens is like a chaotic evil, whereas Universal is more of like a neutral.
That's true. There is a whole lot less
Organization.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Like,
you kind of just like you figure it out
You just
yourself.
go.
There's
When you
really
park-
not
the parking,
any.
There's
The
no
parking,
one
they
to-
park you in a field behind the theme park. First of all,
Mhm.
when we went, we had to park in a field behind the theme park. I tried to get on the trolley, and I got actually hit by a mother, and I was like, "Bro, you can have." I'm not trying that hard.
Oh my god.
It's fine. Like the son told us to sit down, and then we were like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then the mom was like, "What are you doing? Get up!" And like pulled me, and I was like, "I don't want it that bad. I'm sorry.
You're
I'll
like,
wait till
okay,
the next
ma'am,
one."
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting on the rides. Oh my god. There's no one to like tell you.
No.
They say how many people, and you're like 3, and they're like, "Go the fuck ahead." And, like, we're waiting in lines, and it's like me and Jonathan, and he's got his family with him, so we're trying to go at the same time, right? So like, if there's like 4 people to see, we're making sure that there's 4 people in front of us.
Yeah.
That way we can go on the next one together. But like, there's people in front of us who are also waiting for their friends in the next line to move ahead.
Mhm.
So we're
Oh.
sitting there through like 3-4 turns, and you're looking at the cart, and there's all these empty seats. Like on this roller coaster, there's like maybe 2 people in a row because
Mhm.
people just aren't getting on the ride, and
Yeah.
everyone's just like, ah,
Yeah.
And they're like, fuck it, we'll just run it.
just keep running it. Yeah, it's like nothing.
That's
It's
funny.
so weird. It's so weird.
Well, I think we all should sign up for a McKamey Manor next year.
What?
Uh,
Do you-
What is,
You
what
know
is
what
that?
that is?
I'm probably
So Logan.
not.
All right, Logan. So
Yeah, I have no idea what it
there's
is.
this documentary on Netflix that talks about it a lot. It's called
I actually haven't seen the documentary.
Haunters: The Art of the Scare,
Okay.
and
It has 4.4 stars.
yep.
Not interested.
And so this McKamey Manor, it's like you have to like sign up 9 months in advance at least to do it. They pre-screen all the people. There's like 20,000 people on the waiting list.
It's a house. It's just this guy's house.
It's just this dude's house.
So you have to like Skype this specific guy who runs it. It's a guy and his wife. And you have to Skype them, and they have to like make sure that you're mentally ready or something.
It's a
Oh my
40
God.
page. Yeah, it's a 40
It's a 40-page waiver.
Oh, you know what? I think I have heard. I don't know if it's the exact one.
No, you've probably heard
But
about
the
it.
thing that makes it so awful is that you can't say no. Like they don't let you leave.
Is that the
if there's no safe word or anything?
Unless you actually have like a medical attack of some kind, you can't get out.
Is that the one where they're allowed to kidnap you and essentially they can do what they like?
So because one person said that their fear was being kidnapped, so they put a bag under them, took them somewhere else, and then
Okay, because I was gonna say I've heard. I'm not sure if it's the same one or if they have one where it's like that, but there was one where it was like it's a 2-year waiting list, and I think it's in St. Augustine. This is
in California.
Oh. Well, I know there's one in St. Augustine where it's literally like you can't, like, essentially they will do everything in their power besides like actually hurting you.
Okay, yeah, that's
different. McKamey, they hurt you.
Well, I mean, like they won't like they can't torch you.
Yeah, they will hurt you.
No, it's awful. They like pull you into like black spaces, like they pull you into
They'll
coffins.
rip your fingernails off. They'll make
cut
your hair. Yeah. They've broken people's noses. They cut your hair.
What the fuck?
People have to go for the whole thing now. The reason that it's coming to light is because a bunch of people are trying to sue the guy who's doing it because they're claiming that they weren't ready for it and that they weren't pre-warned, even though you were screened and you had to sign 40 pages of waivers.
Yeah.
And they were like, nobody said that it was this bad, blah, blah, blah.
The waiver literally says you can die.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Also, they put all this footage on like YouTube.
Exactly.
And stuff.
You can look it up yourself.
Yeah. Holy shit. I didn't. Yeah. So it may be the same thing that I'm talking about because I was.
You should check the documentary out though. It's pretty interesting.
Let me see.
Because the guy, he kind of seems pretty like sadistic at first.
I swear to God, it's sexual.
No, it's basically like a torture house. It's
exactly.
It's like a torture house, but like.
And when he shows, and when in the documentary, when they're showing the video of him watching the footage back, he's like, "Yeah, that's so good," and you're like,
"Oh, he's getting off."
Yeah, you're like, and then he's like, "You need 4 cans of dog food because we have."
Yeah. You don't pay money. You pay in. You go ahead. You go ahead.
Sorry.
Well, I was gonna not spoil it for him. I was gonna say there's like a reason for it all, but it's to feed his dogs, basically.
Yeah, no, we got dogs to feed. That's all.
That's it.
That's business, baby.
No, I think I'm actually thinking of the Torture Museum in St. Augustine and not what
Oh, there is a Torture Museum.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I'm thinking of what you guys are talking about. I didn't know the name of it, but I did hear about this really fucked up house that you go to, so it may be that.
I was reading comments on some group on Facebook, and they were just talking about
their experiences.
One guy was like, I got raped every hour on the hour.
Oh, no.
And I only lasted 4 hours.
Oh.
And I was like,
Is that a joke?
I wouldn't. I was about to say, like, there's being scared, and then there's actually like being raped and kidnapped and shit.
Yeah, and well, some woman I know, like, I was like, yeah, I saw this woman get her. They cut her.
Christina.
They cut her foot or something, and it hit
an artery.
It hit oh my God! If I could just get it out. She bled out. Like her foot was like bleeding out.
Oh my God!
Jesus.
Yeah.
She had to get a blood transfusion.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't hear.
Yeah,
about
no, it's not fun.
No. There's
not like a fun thing.
There has to be a level where you're like they break people mentally, like they are not the same, and like at some point the person in the house has to be like, I did this. Like this was me signing up.
It's not like you're going through a 10-minute house. This is it's like 7 or 8 hours of torture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
you gotta really be into that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's past like, oh yeah, this could be creepy. It's like, no, this is like your worst fucking nightmare.
Yeah. I've got nothing else to do.
So you seen Saw? Yeah, you're living that.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's literally gonna be like the fucking Collector.
Yeah.
The Collector.
or Hostel, or
Well,
well,
that was mentioned,
Good
yeah.
movie.
yeah, I fucking love. I haven't seen any of the other ones besides the first one.
No, don't need to.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
I never liked Hostel that much.
It's a cool. I think it's
It's not
better than
funny.
Saw, where Saw is like,
Hostel stressed me out more.
I'm
yeah,
not an Eli Roth fan, to be honest.
I still
Did you
like
ever see the
Hostel.
Green Inferno?
Yeah,
Yes.
no, never mind. Never mind.
No, I didn't.
Oh, it's
Oh.
awful.
I heard it was. I heard it was a
bad.
way worse Cannibal Holocaust.
Oh, it's so
like
bad.
bad, like a bad movie bad, or
Like, I wish I had never seen it.
It's a bad movie.
Like, it's
Like
not
it's a
so,
stupid movie.
Like, it's not
Okay.
so bad it's good. It's just,
Okay.
please never watch it.
Mhm.
okay. I'll watch
Yeah.
that
All right, let's Jamie, pull that up, please.
next.
We need to have a Jamie.
Was that a Rogan reference?
Yes.
This scared the shit out of me, first of all. I turned around and I was like,
The bag.
what the fuck?
Yeah, the
What
bag.
is that?
Oh,
the
yeah,
whole
this looks like-
thing.
Oh, it's a. Oh, yeah.
It's
that
my
just
Grim
scared me,
Reaper
'cause I saw
robe.
the
Oh, that's the
skeleton,
drip.
and I was like, oh, weird. And then I saw the cloak, and I was like, hello? Anyway.
That's just
Maybe you
Jacksonville
wanna pick
calling.
that
That's
up,
just
or-
Jacksonville.
Just Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, I get that too.
Dr. Jacksonville.
God. So, anyways, what I'm saying is, we should do that sometime, you know?
Yeah, I'm about ready to die.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, actually
I
having a
got
heart attack
one-
and dying.
I got one more trauma in me.
Yeah, exactly. I think that would be an interesting place to just go and give up.
Yeah.
You just walk in the
go in
entrance and just
knowing-
go numb.
Yeah, you just walk in knowing you're not going to make it out. You're like,
You're like elated. You're like, oh, finally,
Yeah.
take me.
Like if like euthanization isn't available, just head to the old
McKamey.
manor.
Just I don't know. I'm still on the point like why people would want to do that.
Because people are into
people
that.
are fucked up.
People are like into
I
torture.
get BDSM, but that's
Well,
like
that's a different
actual.
thing. That's a different thing.
No.
I'm sure some people get a sexual like pleasure out of that.
Yeah, the man who runs it.
Yeah.
No, but I'm like the people that go. But I'm like still that is like breaking bones or breaking your teeth and cutting you and shit. That's like holy shit.
There's this neighbor that lives near him.
Oh,
poor
She went like 3 separate times, and when
because
she's
they
given the
tricked
interview,
her.
when she's given the interview, she's like, "Yeah, I mean, it was pretty bad the first time," and they're like, "You went more?" And she's like, "Well, they tricked me," and then and then they cut,
me again.
and then they cut to the guy who's like, "Yeah, I tricked her."
Basically, like I picked her up out of her couch and took her into the house, and you're like, right?
I
That's
kidnapped
over
her.
your dinner.
Yeah.
And they show footage of her going through it.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, Russ, please just let me out. Please just. He's like,
I'm on another motherfucking level.
Yeah.
Shut up, bitch.
It's just Russ.
We're learning ancient alchemy tonight, baby.
See, I don't like to do none of that materialistic shit. I like to go and put them on another motherfucking
Stop.
spiritual level. I like to go and challenge their mind, go and kidnap and torture them.
Oh,
There you go.
I'll
Oh
try.
shit. Russ running into McKamey
Yo,
Manor.
shut. Hang on.
It's just his album playing.
That's all.
They're like, yeah, it was a really scary experience, but they were playing like some fucking like
I
Russ.
couldn't
I was
even
like, what?
focus on them pulling out like
My teeth.
or anything because they're just listening to this trash ass music.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I do not like Russ's music at all. It's so repetitive and fucking bad.
Fuck.
I like 3 Russ songs.
There's like maybe one that I'll be like, okay. Alright guys, this is the
Oh,
the Rust roast.
The Rust.
What did you gain?
Oh shit. Fuck you, Russ. No, but
Sorry if you're listening, by the way.
but his
You know he
tweets.
is.
But his tweets, like it should be the day.
Really?
Yeah.
Might have to follow.
They're good ones.
Might have to hit him with a follow. Just to hit him with a block!
Got
he
him.
messages you on Instagram. Why'd you block me?
What you doing?
Yeah.
What's your IQ level?
Are you vibing?
Are you vibing? Hi, this is a Russ vibe
Vibe.
check.
What are we talking about?
I don't know what happened. What happened?
We started off with Lighthouse, then we went on to HHN, and then the McKamey Manor, and now Russ.
Yeah, they were listening.
Huh?
Oh my god. Oh shit.
Oh man.
Dang.
Well,
To the Lighthouse. Wasn't it filmed on like an actual old what the fuck is it?
camera.
Recorder? No.
But yeah, wasn't it filmed like an actual
I want to show you guys that sound clip before you leave.
Oh yeah.
Because
Oh, yeah.
it is hell.
Make that the thumbnail.
That sound clip!
Oh man.
It's a soundbite. They're like, holy shit! I can tell already.
Bro, I didn't know the reboot of Ring was that. Did you guys see the new
Oh my
Grudge
god,
trailer?
the Grudge trailer!
It-
What?
What?
Yeah!
It doesn't look good. I don't think it looks good. Actually,
we're ready,
it
we're
doesn't
ready.
look good.
We're ready.
Oh,
Alright.
I don't think any of them were
Take
good.
it back.
The
Hey,
first
bro,
Grudge movie
The
was
first
scary.
Grudge movie's
The
terrifying.
second one?
I didn't see.
You don't remember that part?
In the school?
I think it was on the bus.
Oh, I remember the one in the
The
school where
wheels
she like
on the
looks
bus.
under her desk and there's a little boy under there, and I was like, we're
Is that the third one?
gotta
Maybe
go.
the third
I don't
one.
fucking know.
Wow.
Third one
There's
wasn't bad.
so many.
Yeah, I was about to say, I didn't know there was that
But yeah,
many.
there's a reboot of The Grudge come out.
I think it's. Are they in America this time?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
I'm not
know.
gonna get scared.
Everyone was white. Except for the one.
Well, John
Asian.
Cho is the lead
Right.
from.
A lot of the people in the first Grudge were white too.
That's
though.
right.
Except
but
for
at least
the
they
Grudge.
were in Japan.
Yeah, they were in
though,
They
Yeah.
were,
you know?
yeah. Which was
Um,
confusing.
yeah.
Hadako versus Sadako.
Oh, I don't. Have
so
we talked
good.
about that?
You told me to watch that and I never watched it.
So it's
Y'all need to check
it's
it
actually it's got some creepy moments, but at the end it just goes out the fucking window, and you're just like, this is so fucking stupid.
out. I still love the one. He's like fucking Doctor Strange with the.
Oh yeah,
He
he
like
does it.
cuts the hair and shit. It's
Yeah.
so weird.
We may have to show you that. Oh wait, I don't have Shudder anymore.
Oh yeah,
I may be able to find that clip on YouTube though.
maybe.
But
See it.
God, that it's so bad, but it's like entertaining because essentially it's like we're gonna use Hadako to fight Sadako to kind of like basically destroy
It's
two
Kayako,
evils. Kayako versus
you
Sadako. Sorry.
racist.
She's making a fucking name.
Fuck. But yeah, it's so stupid. But anyone out there, watch it. It for the first like
Oh,
50
there's no one
minutes.
listening.
Yeah, they gave up at like
Yeah, they're
the
like
beginning of the episode.
they're like, oh, Lighthouse was good, done, and they just turned it off.
Great.
They fucking rush out of their house to the theater.
I wish we had that much influence.
They stop the podcast and they're like, gotta fucking go, babe,
Let's go right
get in the
now.
car.
EZ3 we gotta go. Edward Pattinson
Yeah.
is on the screen.
He is Hadako.
Man, this is a mess.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No.
I was about to say we keep on getting off Lighthouse, so I don't. It's just a good movie, and there's like
It's very refreshing.
Yes,
It's very
very
refreshing.
refreshing.
Oh, I wanted to. Robert Eggers, the
Uh-huh,
director.
uh-huh.
I don't know. I keep forgetting if we've talked about The Witch before. I don't know
Yes.
if you guys like it or not.
I'm gonna say I did not love The Witch. I couldn't get into it.
it
That's
is a
understandable.
very
That's
slow
understandable.
Very
burn.
slow burn. And
Yeah.
even in the end, I was like,
I just appreciate what he's doing right now. You know. He's
Yeah.
putting out
yeah.
fresh, original
Very,
content.
Yeah.
Nothing like any other horror movies coming out.
Well,
Yeah.
Ari Aster and him are
Ari
kind of
Aster is
like.
acting up.
Well, yeah, those two are.
What if
Yeah.
they do a collab? I lose it.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oof. I'm gonna tweet them.
Because I was
Next
gonna say
summer.
this movie reminded me a lot of Midsummer at parts. Like it gave me
Lighthouse?
yeah, not like a 1-to-1,
Yeah,
but
it's
it kind
really-
of like
In tone, it's like the opposite, or like in color scheme. And like,
oh yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm saying like kind of like how they would set up shots from far away and then slowly ease in and kind of like, do interesting cinematography. And it's not like a 1-to-1, but I'm saying, and kind of like the whole mood where it's like, you don't know if, like, when shit is going to go crazy or not. I don't know. Just, that's at least the vibe I got.
It was
from it.
very
I get
artsy
it.
and suspenseful.
Yes.
I think they
And I enjoy that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
even if
Mhm.
it doesn't like terrify me all the time.
Yeah.
No.
I was going to say,
I
Hereditary
honestly
is...
wasn't sure. Going into it, I wasn't really sure if it was a horror movie yet. Or if it was just
Yeah, I thought it was going to be... Yeah, I thought it was going to be more of a
Suspense.
thriller.
It's still not a.
I'm still not really sure what it is.
It's a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Which
Still up in the air
which
for
is
me.
good.
Yeah, I agree.
Keep
I
us
agree.
on our toes.
Come on. Come on. Just all around, I'm going to say it. This is a good one.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Check
So
it out.
good, if you will.
I'm just going to make...
Oh, there it is. There it
There
is.
it is.
There
First
it
one of that be.
Happy. We need to get t-shirts with that. Just so good.
Okay.
All right.
Oh. Ooh, okay.
Pass me the Oreos.